understand all these allegories without looking at the literals. The literals are volumes. So much to talk about the literal parts of what the Bible talks about regarding what Revelation talks about. So you go to Revelation and you begin to read. Woman riding on a beast, having 7 mountains and, all these things. 7 mountains. Let's see. This looks like Rome because Rome has 7 mountains. So all of a sudden, Rome is in judgment. I know what you think. You're looking at me funny. I know you're thinking these things. And the EU, you got the EU, that's the antichrist. The EU began to join into this movement when they began to reestablish a European Union. I think you know what I'm talking about, right? You know what I'm talking about. Come on. The 10th nation joined was Greece. I remember, even as a Muslim, I knew about that stuff. When Greece joined as a 10th nation, I said, I bet you them Christians think that's the Antichrist. Sure. And they were all over, books galore. When Greece joined the 10th nation, that's it. We got the composite of the Antichrist. The end is coming near. All the American prophecy buffs began to write books that the end is near. We have the 10-nation confederacy. The EU is it. Then 11th nation joined, and 12th nation, and 13th nation, and 14, and 15, and 16. The EU is growing, 20, 21, 22. We got 22 toes of that statue of Daniel chapter 2, all protruding from the Western Roman Empire with no toes from the Eastern Roman Empire. Man, that looks like a strange feat. If it doesn't fit, you must acquit. But no, the Antichrist must come from the EU. That's it. So you go back to the drawing board, you don't know what to do, and you begin to make it fit somehow. Maybe they're the 10, the G8. The G8 now. I know what you're thinking. It's the G8. The Pope is going to set up guillotines in Rome and begin to cut heads off of Christians, while the real people who are cutting the heads off are getting away with it, because Islam is a peaceful religion. Let me tell you something. I can stand here till I'm blue at the face, talking about the EU and talking about the papacy. I can pick on the Pope day in and day out, and guess what's going to happen to me? Zippo, nothing. No one's going to pick a fight with me. Catholics don't come to kill you if you pick on the Pope. The EU is not going to come and kill you because you're exposing them as the Antichrist. They look at you as crazy. The real Antichrist is the one that you begin to talk about, that you risk your life. As a Christian, the real Antichrist is something that you're not comfortable talking about. That's the real Antichrist. So you're thinking when you go to the Bible Sunday school, you're studying these things as just something to know. Oh yeah, it's neat. You sit at home and you go home, you come back to service. Wow, how neat, we learned this and we learned that. And you think your whole walk as a Christian is that Jesus bless me now. I know what you Westerners think. That whole concept of Jesus is to bless you abundantly on earth right now. If it's not true what I'm saying, then why is Joel Osteen's church filled? The biggest church in America. Coming there to think about the positive message and the negative message, when the two words positive, negative doesn't even exist in the entire Bible. Whole doctrines are made up. And you've ignored the Bible when it said that before the coming of Christ, the falling away must come first. So if you're in the midst of the falling away, look around.
Doctrines of demons.
Thank you. Christ said, I send you as sheep amongst wolves. What is that supposed to mean? Nothing? He sends you as sheep amongst wolves. So if you have no wolves in your life, maybe you're not sheep. I don't know why you're laughing. That's not a joke. If you're not a sheep, then join us. And leave us alone for a change to say that Allah and God are not the same. It's not easy to be a sheep. Christ also said, be as wise as a serpent and as innocent as doves. Now, I could never work on my dove part. I try hard. But I'm part of the bad people. I don't think I'm good. But I know all about serpentine wisdom because I've lived it and I've seen it. I saw how my father treated my mother. I saw how in Islam they treat women. Antichrist, after all, he says it doesn't desire women. Is that what you Westerners think? Antichrist is a homosexual, you know? He's one of those. Because it says in the text, he doesn't desire women. Where did you come with such a strange concept? The world's going to elect a homosexual? Antichrist is not one of those. It says he doesn't desire, he doesn't honor the desire of women. Excuse me, women, what's your desire? He doesn't honor them. Whatever your desire is as a woman, anything, he doesn't honor it. He don't give a darn about women. Can it be any clearer? Why can't the text just say what the text is saying instead of you putting words in the text? He will attempt to change times and laws. Well, what is Islam? Well, it's a religion. No. Sure, it cloaks itself under religion. Islam cloaks itself with religion. But Islam is Sharia law. Look it up. Sharia law. Sharia law to be instituted throughout the whole world. Wait a minute, Walid. But Antichrist is an atheist. No. False. Daniel chapter 11 is very clear regarding who Antichrist is. Let's go there. Take out your Stinger missiles. Get ready. We're going to study the Bible. Look at verse 37. The amazing thing about Daniel, when I read it as a Muslim, is that the whole concept of Islam is put right there in 2 verses. Everything. It's so amazing. In verse 37, first of all, we all know that Antichrist, he honors a God of fortress.